Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the stage, Andrew Vrooman. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the El Camino 1964 Super Sport, and that's how we want to call him. Andrew, it must be Rumen. Probably the V is silence. So here you have him from Cars 3, released a while back in his blister and his package. Some of the cars that were released also a while back. If you remember, this particular fellow was so difficult to find, and so was the bug. Actually, as a matter of fact, these three cars, I only found it once, and that was it. So, I mean, there was not much special about them, right? They were part of the, I think they were part of the cotton pin. Yes, they were part of the cotton pin release a few years back. So there he is. Andrew, is pretty much a mix, sort of like a car and a pickup truck. That's what we picture El Camino to be. A car and a pickup truck combined together. There was another car. I think the Volkswagen also released something similar to it. So here it is, ladies and gentlemen. As you could see, this was back in the day's graphics, along with the series that the car came from. Let's bring out 2021. The graphics are much better, right? Obviously, the car takes the entire card. The unfortunately part there, we don't know what series Bob Cutlass is from. That's kind of like it's missing this particular year, but in the past we already knew, and even before there were some numbers that were stamped out when we know how many cars were in that series. So there you have them. We're gonna see him outside his package in a minute. But the question is, did you get the car? Were you able to get the car? Sort of like it came in at the stores maybe once, maybe twice, and it was gone, and it's all over, right? Anyways, let's check him out and look at him up close and person, of course. You see me? I see you. You see me? I see you. Oh, most definitely, Andrew. So here you have them, ladies and gentlemen. Since I have no idea what year is this car, I personally believe it might be in 1967, or I'm sure there's someone out there that knows the exact year, but I'm going to call it a 1967 El Camino. Is it a super sport? I don't think so. Typically, when a car like El Camino or the Chevy Impala like Ramon, if they're super sports, it will have a double S emblem right there on the fender. This one doesn't, but we could assume, and we want to assume, because we like the super sport edition of El Camino. And if you don't know what super sport means, it means it's got one of the biggest engines out there made for that year for that particular car. And for my surprise, the back of the car. What are we saying? Can you focus? No, apparently not. We cannot focus. But the back. Oh, there it is. So it is a Super Sport El Camino. As you can see, the 2S, meaning this car had a big engine, maybe a 454. And he is a pickup truck, as you could see, a pretty big car and very heavy. Let me tell you, this is a full die cast. I would imagine the metal is the percentage of metal in this die cast is tremendous. And compared to the other die cast, this one it's heavy, And there went my lights. And of course, there comes my lights again. And typical for this type of cars and this year that they had four headlights. It was pretty common back in those days. And compared to who do I bring? Let me bring a car. Let's bring Lightning McQueen because we just and compared to nowadays, right? Nowadays, most cars have a sort of like one piece that has everything: high beams, low beams, signal indicator. Uh, Not in the 70s or earlier. Some 1980 vehicles that were also the same individual fixtures, as you can see. Four headlights, a smiling expression. Um, Very popular car, and in my times, I would say 90s, early 90s, very popular car. I wish I had a car like this back then and even now. You know, super popular and super attractive. Yeah, it attracts the girls. Let me tell you why. Because it's all the muscle underneath it. You know, and also if you crash into a tree, you will definitely survive without a scratch. Why? Well, because this is a chunk of metal, pretty heavy, pretty well built. Obviously, it's a two-door car, and the hood stripe, this set of stripe, is sort of like a racing stamp back in those days. These cars were used for street racing in a completely different way. This is back to the hot rod years. So overall, very beautiful car. This is probably Ramon's cousin. Yes, that's what we think. El Camino is also related to the Chevy Impala. Therefore, we tell him Andrew is Ramon's cousin. Anyhow, ladies and gentlemen, there you have him. Andrew Vrooman came in Cars 3, but a year or so, no, about 2 years ago. So hopefully you got it. Oh, who am I smashing? I'm smashing someone there. Hopefully you got him. If not, you can always purchase it. It's a special vehicle. Anyhow, thank you for staying. Thank you for watching. I will see you back tomorrow.